Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. This your boy Dizzy D Spill with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you are tuning into another episode of Boss Talk. How you living, bro?
I'm maintaining, man.
Maintaining.
Doing my best to stay positive in the midst of all the fuckery that's been going on.
Yeah.
How you living?
I feel the same way, bro. I mean, besides these kids whooping my ass and trying to get back in the rhythm of doing stuff, we've, trying to recover from the hiatus and stuff like that, which has predominantly been on me. But as you can see, there's been some changes. But I do think there's always enough room, always enough time when we have time for conversations to give updates on Boss Talk. A lot of our listeners really rock with that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure we deliver. Yeah, man. I've actually had people like, yo, I enjoy the Boss Talk episodes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. That's something that has to keep going.
That just means they likes me more than Poe. Let's be honest. I know.
Yeah, man. But
farmer shit. No.
One of the things that I think that we could cover and we could share, this anybody knows that's actually really committed to doing what we do knows this is not an easy road. It never feels like an easy road. You get a couple wins, but there's always work that has to be done. So what I was going to ask is one of the things that we've struggled with and what kind of brings us together is like team development. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't too much of that going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of eyes. Yeah. There's not too many people that's into teams because I feel like in order to be a team, you have to understand your position, and your position isn't always out in front.
Yeah.
It could be behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? It could be something that's not, what's the word I want to use? Real glitzy or glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a different type of position that you need to play for the team to win overall. Like on the basketball court, they call them the garbage man because all they do is get rebounds, putbacks. They play defense. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not high flyer and dunkers and 3-point shooters. But without them,
they're not aesthetically pleasing to the eye and entertainment.
Right. But without them, you don't win.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people don't understand what roles they should be playing. And then if they do understand, they don't necessarily want to play that role. They want to be, out front. They want all eyes on them. Mm-hmm. So they would rather go the I route instead of team.
Yeah. And I think that, we've actually covered some of that, touched on that before where, and understanding the importance of a position. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is understanding that certain things fall apart if you don't have that position filled.
All the time.
And if people understood the value of, like, for example, whether you're the person in charge or you're the person that's just on the team, if one of those people don't understand their role, then it's going to eventually fall apart. And I've even actually seen this on shows that are popular on social media. I would say YouTube right now. There's people that as soon as they started trying to remove pieces of the team because they think that they're replaceable. You can replace the position. You can't replace the person, the role player in that position.
Well, yeah, because it's normally like if you find somebody to play that position, they have a understanding and they're in a sense comfortable with that, right?
Yeah.
But when you feel like you want to do more, or you want to get bigger, or you want to replace them, just because you're replacing the position doesn't mean you're replacing them with somebody who can execute with that same level or has that same level of understanding.
Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, yeah, I'll play the part, but it's like, do you really understand what it takes to play this part and why it's necessary that you play this part to a T?
Right. And I think people like me and you have a high respect and hold high regard to real teams because doing it all yourself, I wouldn't even say trying to be, but being forced to be Jordan or forced to be a Kobe in the industry that we're in, where we literally are taking over the game every day by force, is difficult because we understand the value of how work can be, distributed. That's why I laugh at load management conversations. I mean, I get it with athletes, they're putting so much on their body and strength, but it's like, yo, come get some of this lifestyle as far as load management.
And I mean, as an entrepreneur, there's no such thing as load management.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like you said, like playing all the positions, all the roles, it's extremely draining.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heavy load to carry, and you kind of spread yourself thin,
Yeah.
right? So in the midst of spreading yourself thin, you don't really give your best in any position because you're playing all of them, right?
Right.
So, yeah, shout out to the real teams out there that do exist because I mean, the solo performance shit. There's a lot of great solo performers who've never won anything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I would love to have a team, but again, the majority of people are out for self. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you get further with the team because while you might be playing a position for them
Mm-hmm.
on the team, when it comes to something you got going on, they'll be playing a position for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's mutually beneficial. You build off of each other, bounce ideas,
Right.
work together, make things happen. You know what I'm saying? The load isn't all on you,
Right.
but you're also to fully apply yourself in the position that you're in because you don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z because you have team players who are handling those things for you.
Right.
So it
That's
makes
real.
it easier. You know what I'm saying? It
It
definitely
does.
helps when it's understood and people, do what they're supposed to in
Yeah,
those
I agree.
positions.
I definitely agree. And I feel like, I mean, would it be safe to say that the struggle with most entrepreneurs is not necessarily that there's a lack. I mean, the obvious is there's a lack of having a efficient team, but being able to obtain it. Because I know for myself and for you, we damn near operate like a team when it comes to our businesses because we understand the value in sharing each other's content. Really, really standing behind certain product that we have from each other. You know what I mean? And for the record, you know what I'm saying? I got on my kicks and sneakers.
I say you got on my hoodie.
The
I got on
hoodie,
your
and
shirt.
he got on the shirt. That wasn't planned.
Nah,
That was not planned. So that's an example of genuinely rocking with something that you believe in.
it's
But
Air Max month, man. I gotta coordinate.
yeah, mine are still in the box. It's been a rough few weeks for me, so I ain't have time for all that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like with these experiences that we have, individually in our so parallel, I honestly feel like not enough conversations are talked about with the fact that there's the illusion, like you said, the glitz and glamour on social media where everybody seems like they're making it and they're getting it, but it's like it looks different when it's for real.
No, 100%. And then the thing about it is like I wouldn't necessarily say in teams, but saying you have an individual in your corner and just one individual, but they know how to play different roles because that's what they do for themselves.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure. Yeah,
so
you're
then
right.
they're able to help you to a certain extent in a way that you wouldn't be able to help yourself. Or if you did have a team, you need 2 or 3 people to execute what it is that they do.
There.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because it's like, all right, you do photography.
Mm-hmm.
Photography, that means you're also good at videography and editing and B-roll and all this type of stuff, right? So then I don't need 2 or 3 people if I have that type of stuff going on. I just come to you.
Yeah.
We sit down with a game plan.
Right.
You'll be able to do the photography for me. I'll probably get some B-roll footage. And from that, we can make some things happen. And you're going to cover all the editing. And then, you know what I'm saying, I compensate you as necessary. And then boom, it's then like, oh, I need a photographer. And then like, I'm going to need somebody to edit it because he don't really. And then I'm going to need somebody to do the video. And,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, man, when you can find one person that is multi-talented and has, a couple of different ways to operate, then it helps. And some people have that one person who can make all those things happen, plus whatever it is they have going on outside of that. But shit, that's rare.
Yeah. And I'm understanding like how challenging it is. Like it's getting more difficult. And for people that don't understand how difficult it's getting for entrepreneurs, I had a conversation with a brother that I do music with from time to time, and he was saying he was having issues with reaching a song that was kind of getting some traction. And his theory was that because the song that he made was getting so much traffic, somebody else's is basically an anthem for the city. And so somebody else's that's on a bigger level is getting ready to do that anthem as well. And all of a sudden you can't find his music like that. So I was like, man, I think that's really weird, but you should probably speak out about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you've made enough noise. So I decided, I was like, you know what? Let me look it up myself. So I tried to look up the music, couldn't find it. I'm like, man, I can't find this whole catalog. So then I looked up my content, my music. Can't find my music either. There's only one of my songs on Instagram right now that I can find, but my whole catalog can't find it. And so I don't know what's going on, or I don't know, maybe you got to update the app. But again, that's just another thing. And I have mixed emotions about it. I feel a certain type of way, but then at the same time, wild. Yeah, but it's only on IG. It's only on IG because other platforms, I can find it.
IG shady. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
The algorithm, wording, them backlogging, shadow banning.
Right.
Like they do a lot of things to put you in a position where you would need to pay for advertising through them.
Right.
Only for them to advertise you to, those on that most outer skirts of the area of which your target market is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So then it's like, all right, they campaign and advertise you to 100,000 people that like music, but they like country music, they like rock and roll music. You know what I'm saying? Like they're into jazz and blues. They don't really listen to your genre of music, but they like music. So we show them what you got. And well, of course, I didn't get too much of a response. Hey, looking for country and jazz and blues, and I rap. I'm hip hop. That doesn't align. It's like
if anything's gonna piss them off that you're advertising to them, and that's not what they asked for.
Bro, they scroll and see that shit. I done muted and blocked people. Like, I'm not looking for this. I don't want that. I have, just because it's like, you have to really tailor your timeline a lot now, because a lot of individuals are advertising, and it's a lot of stuff that you're not interested in.
Yeah.
But because they're advertising, it's popping up in your feed because you're in that area.
Yeah.
Right, not even so much in the lane that they're trying to reach, but you're in the area of Sacramento where certain people are promoting Sacramento stuff. So you're like, what the hell? I don't.
And that's an algorithm.
So
by itself.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a joke now. You know what I'm saying? Outside the fact that even when you do post, you're reaching what, 0.
And they'll lie to you and tell you that your post reached like 1,300 people or 500 people. And it's like, well, by law, you should at least get 10% of a response of whatever that number is. And it's not accurate.
Half of those people are bots.
Right.
Like, think about it. You post stuff on your story now, and you get 5 likes on your story, and 3 of them be bots.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I haven't trusted their marketing. When I first I've paid for one marketing ad on IG, and that was through LaVar Cole, right? And when I paid for that marketing ad, I got like 600 likes. Cool, right? But I didn't get that many followers. And when I looked at the people liking, because it's important that you do that, like, man, this person had like 4 posts. It's almost like they took the concept of bots, which they deem not allowed, or they ban that stuff and make you verify who you are at the same time. And then they just took that concept and just used it for themselves. Like, oh, this is a great way we can make money off of it. But I mean, if you want to call it monopolizing it, I guess, but it's not reliable. I had a person, and I tested it out too. So I hit up a couple people that liked the post, right? And I said, hey, one person I hit up, I said, hey, are you interested? Would you be interested in, checking out like the subscription of the website? I appreciate the like and blah, 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 blah. They responded, no. So I'm like, well, are you guys paid to like this stuff or what? Because why have that kind of attitude about something that you like and then somebody actually responds to it? You know what I'm saying? If I like something on social media, I'm never expecting somebody to come back and say, appreciate it.
It's kind of rude.
It's hella rude. It's hella rude, but it's hella fake. But it's hella fake too. You know what I'm saying? 100%. That's hella fake.
I see you like the content. Would you be interested? Nah.
No.
Block.
Unlike.
I didn't know I liked it.
Like, what?
What?
But that just goes to show you, like, man, to me, the marketing isn't transparent. You know what I mean? It's not authentic. It's not organic at all. It's just they understand that people are looking for a dopamine hit as far as likes. But for people like me and you, and for other small business owners, the most important thing in my opinion, in a small business or in entrepreneurship, it's not even about necessarily sales. Shares.
Yeah.
Shares is the real currency in the game right now.
So like a share is I feel like on social media, a share is the equivalent of, what's the word I want to use? Verb like I can't think of it right now, but when
like validation.
Yeah, because you know how like you talk to somebody and you tell them about something that you did, an experience that you had somewhere that you shot, something that you like, and they'll be like word of mouth.
Yeah.
So a share on social media is the equivalent of word of mouth advertising, because it's almost like I fuck with this, I vouch for this, and you're showing it to other people that follow you to show some sense of intrigue. Because I mean, you're not gonna share anything you don't fuck with.
Right.
You're not going to share anything that you don't approve of, you don't like, or you haven't experienced or purchased from, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm like, oh, that's kind of trash. Let me share this. Like, no, you're not going to. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying?
You might have one or two friends just so you guys can critique it, but it's not happening. Most things you share, it's like same interests.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I'm critiquing and talking shit, I share it privately. But I'm,
like publicly. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
when
right.
I share it to the story though, that's like validation. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, check out my people, or check out this, or I'm
Jelani Evans
and I
approve this message.
Basically,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, go get them. But if you don't do that, right, you just giving it a like. You gotta understand something. People can't even see what it is you like anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, some people are like, what this nigga liking? We go through like, oh, okay, he trying to keep that to himself, huh? I'm gonna go, oh, I like what they, but you can't do that anymore. So now it's about sharing.
His boyfriends got caught. That's what happened.
It's about sharing and tagging, right? So in some cases, it's not even so much to just share it. You got to tag it too.
Yeah.
And then that, like, it helps because you share and tag it, and then they see it, so then they can share the share with the tag because they've been notified because it's been tagged. And so it kind of helps, like, with exposure.
That might be something that we just cracked the code with, where maybe, because, you know, people have tried the whole route of paying influencers or big accounts to post. But what if you said, you know what, nah, that's not good enough. I'll pay you to share this to 10 of your friends that you're close to or that you deal with in your DMs. It might actually be more effective than a post.
But the whole thing about it is now you need proof.
Yeah, you do.
So now send it and screenshot it.
I'm mad that I can't think of it right now, and if I can, I might post the link in the YouTube description. But there is a app, and I saved it somewhere in one of my folders, that be aware, influencers and big accounts, where you can type in a person's username that's supposed to be an influencer, and it'll tally up what's the proper amount that they should be paid based off their engagement. It's an AI app.
So yeah, I charge $150. Well, this app says $37, buddy. I give
Judging off your engagement,
I give you this 40 ball. Get to work.
chop chop,
and screenshot it.
Yeah,
while you're at it. Nah, but it's frustrating, man. And then the thing about it is, like, all right, because so many people are set up for I, me, right? So say you do find somebody that you're willing to work with and you guys can collaborate. You damn near got to work around each other's schedules now.
Yeah.
Because they got so much shit going on. So it's crazy because, like, say, like, me, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. So majority of my time is dedicated to being able to execute and make things happen and network and go to meetings and collaborate or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I'm available for that. But now, if you have this going on in a primary job, and you know what I'm saying, so it's almost like you're a part-time entrepreneur, not so much by choice, but because you have responsibility that deem you to have a primary job, right? So then now we got to work around your schedule when you're actually available.
Yeah.
And then that could put other things on hold or slow up the process for me if I'm used to boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But I got to wait till, well, my off days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. So then we got to try to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays as long as you don't have any personal business that needs to be tended to because those are your only 2 off days.
Bro.
You see what I'm saying? So now we
Yeah.
run into this, oh, well, we can't. Well, what about, well, maybe we can. And then you know what? Fuck it. I'll do it myself. And then that's what it turns into.
Yeah.
So then it's like even trying to put a team together and work with individuals, it could be frustrating because we can't even get on the same page from a schedule standpoint. We have an understanding,
Yeah.
and we both are willing to work,
Mm-hmm.
but due to schedule issues, hiccups,
Schedule attainment, if anything.
man.
I think that, see, what my frustration has been, and this is going into like the photography aspect of things for me, right? Is on top of doing everything that we do, that I do, I have a 9 to 5, right? And it'll be people that work a 9 to 5 that want you to operate as if you don't have one yourself. So it's like, yo, I want to do a shoot. Okay, cool. What are you thinking? You available Wednesday? Are you available 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning? No, you're not, because you're at work, right? Most times.
I get off at 5 though. Well, I go in at 2.
Right.
Now what?
Yeah. And the other issue is it's like, it just would make more sense to be like, you know what? I work during the week. You work during the week. We should work on something during I don't know. What's that word? The weekend.
I mean, that's usually my go-to.
But no, I got a party I got to go
assumptions.
to. I got to do this and I got to do that. So I'm not going to be available. Well, then you don't really want it then.
Got to. You
Yeah.
know, and that's the whole thing about it. You really, you attribute your time to what you deem is important or what you feel is, you know what I'm saying,
for some
of high
reason.
value. And so, I mean, if you're not willing to work during your free time, then that means you don't really want it.
Yeah, that's not what you want. And that's fine too. But just leave people alone if you're not serious about, what it is that you're trying to do. And but that's all. That also exposes the value of a team, which is so hard to obtain, is because when you have certain people on your team, then you don't even deal with those type of conversations. You have a person that's dedicated and that's assigned like, hey, you handle appointments, you handle appointments and booking and cancellations and stuff like that. And then now you can completely focus on what it is that you do best. And that's a challenge. It's such a challenge because the other thing is things are money driven. People don't want to put in the work before, they see the results. They want work results, instant gratification. Results,
they be
instant
paid
gratification.
for their time, not understanding you have to put in the time before you can be paid.
Well, I agree with that. And I also feel like you have to bring value. Just because
100%.
you're doing something doesn't mean it's valuable.
Because if you half-assing it, bro, I might as well do it myself.
And that's that's the scary thing about the work world. People are so used to doing a mediocre job on the job that they have and still getting paid for it. So they think that they can apply the same type of work ethic everywhere else and they should be paid for it. And it's like, for example, I've worked with a lot of people, trying to build and campaign my brand. And and along the way, some people have risen with followers and exposure. And they're like, well, is there going to be a budget? And it's like, you have to prove that you are worth the money that you ask. And I live by that even with music. I've never charged a person for a verse ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because my music is that good or I wouldn't say that good. My music is great, but I don't have that value to do a collaboration with you. And I know I'm bringing a whole following that's now gonna be following you because they like what you do. I am aware of that, but I also understand that I only collab with who I want to collab with in the first place.
There you go.
Because I could have somebody that's trash and say, dude, I really like your flow, 1,500. And I'll be like, no, not because I don't need the money or I wouldn't want the money, but that's damaging to my discography. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want
Mess up my rep for you.
I'm not messing that up for you,
Like,
but I am aware that I'm not gonna.
If you big enough,
Yeah,
like that light skinned guy, Drake, you can do that. right?
Yeah,
Like the thing about it is like he hop on a song, you be like, who the hell is this? You fast forward just to get the Drake verse. Like what he say?
Right.
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
Click.
Off. Never listen to it again. Yeah.
Or you might even go look up the person you collab with and like, who the hell is AK-27? I don't bunch of singles. Never mind. You know, it's like
the engineer
But
that I
brings
used to work
attention.
with, he asked for my music first. He was like, "Well, let me hear your music," because he probably had to look at like, and he understood that I'm a good engineer, but I can't engineer bad delivery, a horrible microphone,
or trash lyrics.
or trash lyrics. So when I sent him the music, he looked at it at the time like, you know what, I can do something with this. He just needs polishing on the engineering side.
See, if more people
He could have just took the money and just be like, man, whatever, it's your loss. But he understood, hey, I need to stand on good quality product. And that's, like I said, I feel the same way with music. I feel the same way with photography. I mean, shit, let's keep it a buck. I might hurt some feelings here. Even podcasting. I've had tons of people by the dozen. You got to get me on the podcast. Why, Larry?
Larry.
Why, Larry? What are you going to do, Larry? What are you gonna? What value are you bringing,
What are
Larry?
you doing?
You haven't seen your kids in a month, Larry. What are you doing? Why?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? No, there's nothing there, man. I got ideas. So do we, and we haven't used them all yet. But you can be a team member. See these shirts over here? We need to move these. You know what I mean?
Street team.
Right.
Post on IG.
I hope street teams come back, man.
They're not.
As I could wish.
You know, the thing about it is just like there's a lack of understanding the value of things.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people
Absolutely.
do not understand the value of things, and so a lot of things are being disregarded, and then a lot of people are being lowballed. Yeah, I knew that would strike a chord with you because it's like,
Man.
all right, you know what I do. Like I store
Very
kicks.
well.
I take pride in what it is I do. I've had so many inquiries that stop once I give the quote because it's like you got beat up shoes that need deep clean, conditioning, unyellowing, and you want me to restore the shape. And then like, how much do you think that's gonna cost? Like you're not finna come bring me a hot 40 ball and expect to get all of that work done. That's not even gonna cover the cleaning itself.
Why is $40 and $50 the standard to get everything done in society?
I have
Anything past $40 and $50 is like, ooh, bruh,
Man.
that's not even filling gas tanks.
And the thing about it is like, if you understood, all right, you give me $40, dollars you're gonna be pissed with the job I do because I'm gonna do a $40 job. It really, you really have to pay for what you get what you pay for, right?
Yes.
So if you really want high quality work, then you have to pay for high quality work. You know what I'm saying? I understand that people have been bamboozled by a lot of designer brands that use below quality stuff, but because of the name, they are allowed to sell at those numbers.
Yeah.
Like if we sat up here and told you certain name brands only have, like in the purse game, the only real leather is on the straps because that's what touches your skin. The rest of the leather's fake. And then on top of that, a lot of these brands are, majority of the bag is getting produced overseas in like China, Honduras, or somewhere like that. And then they finish it in Italy, in Milan, and places like that.
So they can say made.
100%.
Yep.
And so you've been bamboozled and you've been lied to. At least I'm honest.
Yeah.
Oh, you want that done? It's going to cost you about $150. Well, I could buy a new pair of shoes with that. Not those, though.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, the shoes that you have, you were possibly able to get them on retail, or maybe you did buy on resale. But the thing about it is, after a shoe drops, majority of shoes go up in price.
Right.
You feel me? Oh, I paid $225. Yeah, and now they're $350, $400.
$350, $400.
So if you want to bring them back, you're going to have to pay for that. And it's going to be cheaper than what you actually pay for or what the resale value is. But I mean, that's where we're at. So a lot of low balling goes on, you know, and it's unfortunate. A lot of people don't know value in things. That's also unfortunate. But that's where we're at. You know why though? A lot of people they don't work like that. They don't grind like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you've never really put in that type of work, then you won't really know the value of stuff, especially if you've been privileged enough to have things handed to you, or you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, then you don't really know.
No, you don't. You don't know I think another thing too is, and it's frustrating in business, is the perception of things. If you don't look the part, people don't even give you an opportunity. And it's a disservice to themselves majority of the time, because these same people will also critique how expensive things are. But where did you go first? What research did you do? What did you weed out to decide how expensive something is? For example, out here we have Rayleigh's, Bel Air, Safeway, Winco, Walmart, all that, right? Foodsco, right? Food Max, it goes down the line. You can go to Safeway right now and you can get something that's $3 or $3.49. You can go get the exact same thing at Winco for $1.20, right? But if you always shop at the Rayleigh's or the Safeway and complain about how expensive something is, right? But you don't bother to go to Winco because, well, there's a certain type of people that shop at Winco, or I don't want to deal with this or deal with that. You can't get mad at the prices. Now, in my opinion, I think when you go to certain cheaper places, yeah, there's going to be a certain crowd of people that you got to deal with, but you're getting probably the authentic price of what something is worth.
Now, that markup.
Right. Now, there's some places, it doesn't matter where you go, the price stands as is because of the value that comes with it. It has nothing. It's not always about the image or the look. A lot of times it is reputation, but at the end of the day, it's what it stands on. And the thing is, in your particular field, what I find hilarious when we've had conversations off mic about it is, who else do you have to go to? You could be the monopoly if you really had that mindset to be like, you know what, I'm gonna just make life hard for everybody. But you really are passionate about what you do, and ironically, you're the only person, to my knowledge, here in our region or our area that does this. So how it's just like real estate comps, right? When you look at a home and it's like, yo, I want to sell this house for $450,000. Well, let's check the comps in the area to see if you should be selling it for $450,000. So to the people that question or have questioned your prices, where are your comps?
That's always what I'm wondering. It's like, oh, I ain't got the budget for that. Well, I mean, you should have known already. Can you do it for? No, I can't. And it's like, well, I think you think that's interesting. Where else have you gone to even have that thought?
Right.
Who else have you turned to even have, oh, well, I don't know anybody else. That's wild.
Right.
Get your money up and come back, sir. I'll be here.
Yeah. Be here all week.
Man.
And the thing is like, so take that, right? Somebody will challenge. And I think that's the other issue. And I think that's why I've been stressing the theme of a team, because when you have a team, you're not dealing with dumbass conversations like that. There's somebody else that has to deal with. And sometimes I feel like because people have direct access to the source, that now they're going to play negotiator. We don't have, when we're dealing with a Nike or any big brand, we're not even dealing with whoever set the prices. We're dealing with a representative on that team, and they're going to, you know what they're going to say? Hey, either pay it or not, next in line.
That's the crazy thing about it. Most people don't question those prices. They pay it willingly.
Yep.
Happily.
Because they're the expert, right? The person that tells you the price, they're the expert. And I feel like, yeah, you're right. That's another frustration with building businesses from the ground up like we do is, why is it that's my question. Why is it that they feel that they can question entrepreneurs and smaller businesses, but not question bigger businesses?
You just said it, because they're entrepreneurs and smaller businesses. So in their mind, we need the money more than they need the service.
Oh, that's how they see it.
Yeah, 100. It has to be. It's I'm coming to you and I'm taking a chance on you, so you should be willing to drop your price because I'm taking a chance on you. Not like you take a chance on anything that you buy, because let's think about how many things you've ordered from Amazon that you've needed to return.
Mm-hmm. Or anywhere. Shit, anywhere for that matter.
Oh, 100%. Like, I mean, At this point, you take a chance when you purchase from the Jordan brand because their quality check has gone downhill, right? I've seen people get Jordan, like the Jordan 3s that dropped recently, like, oh, well, I don't remember the date, but the Jordan 3s that dropped, right? Bruh, the quality check, like the left shoe looked different from the right shoe of the same pair.
That's crazy.
Right? The same pair.
That's
same
crazy.
style code, same everything. And the elephant print's defined on this one, and it's kind of messy and muggy on this one.
That's crazy as hell, dog.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's like you take a chance with anything that you buy, but when you deal with a small business or entrepreneur, now it's like, since I'm taking a chance, they should be willing to give me a discount. Or try to have somebody hit me and say, yeah, shoes just need a sprucing up.
That's not on my menu of what I do.
It's still gonna be a deep clean. Like, and that's
So they like try to like, it's almost like they try to customize your workload, and it's like, it doesn't work like that.
That's why it's like somebody was like, well, you should do like light cleans and then deep cleans. No, because then somebody will try to tell me that a kick that they have who isn't a professional, who doesn't do this, who has no real understanding of the materials or what it takes to really clean them, will say, oh, my shoes just need a light clean. When in actuality, they need a deep clean, but you don't want to pay the deep clean price. So I can't even have a light and a deep, because then I'll have people who need a deep trying to tell me they need a light and expecting deep clean service, paying a light clean price.
That don't even make any sense with somebody doing that, because it's like pulling up to a car wash and being like, yo, I just want a little polish up. And they're like, bro, we have to wash the car. We'll just armor all the tires. That's it. You have to clean the tires first.
Nah, just, go over it.
Yeah. And I again, I really feel like another issue with that is having access, because nobody has time. We don't even have time for that, bro. We don't have time to sit up there and try to explain to you why a price is what it is. But on the other side of it, I think the annoying thing about this as well is not only do people not question established business prices, but they kind of don't even know why they just go with the price. And the reality is, you go with the price because everybody else does. The average person is not doing their research. The average person is not doing their research and saying, should I really be paying this much for a thing of milk? Or should I be really paying this much for potatoes or an oil change or a repair? What people mostly do is they just price compare. Okay, these people are $450 for this repair and these people are $180. I'm going to go with the $180, but there's no research on why they're charging what they're charging and why they're charging. The person that's charging $180 can have a damn D on the Better Business Bureau. The people that's charging $450 probably has an A, great reviews, and people hardly come back to repair an issue that they worked on once.
You pay that $180, you gonna have to, and that's the thing about it. You can go pay less somewhere else, but you're gonna end up paying more in the long run, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna need to come back for another repair, another issue, possibly the same issue,
right?
Or because it wasn't done right, now you have this plus this that needs to be taken care of, and then you're going to turn around and you're not going to go back to them. You're going to go somewhere else that's going to charge you more. So if you would have just went to a place that charges more in the first place, it could have been a one-time thing.
And you know what's crazy about all of this, right? Is, like I said, the conversation started off is team development, right? How many things are doing bad right now? How many big and small businesses? But we have more of, I would say we should be, but we're given more grace because we're smaller businesses. Nah. How many bigger businesses are struggling right now because lack of staffing? Things are being put on hold, or orders are not getting fulfilled, or not answering phones, or not getting a reply because lack of staffing.
What big businesses have been laying people off the last 4 to 5 months,
and then we'll turn around and be like, due to call a hotline or whatever it is, because you want to speak to somebody. Due to higher call volumes, it's going to be a long extended wait time. Because you don't have staff.
It's not higher calls; it's lowered staff.
Thank you.
And it's because the overhead to house and pay this staff is so much in a time of recessions, inflation, like, you know what I'm saying, like a stimulation to the economy. There's a whole lot going on that's preventing expansion. It's actually just the opposite. People are shrinking and getting smaller to save dollars, and that comes at the expense of laying people off and lowering your staff numbers.
Right.
So I mean, and that's the thing about it, being an entrepreneur and then being your own staff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, having to do all these different things. And I feel like in certain cases, most people don't even acknowledge any of that. They don't take any of that into account. They just want what they want. They try to lowball you, price it as it is. And you're like, bro, you don't even understand that. I shouldn't be talking to you.
Right.
Like, you should be dealing with somebody else who handles all of this, because I actually have business to tend to right now. But right now I'm sitting here playing negotiator with you when you don't even know the value and you have nobody else.
How would you feel if I wasn't working on your kicks right now because I'm negotiating my price with somebody else that doesn't want to pay it? Would you like that? Would you feel like you're getting a big experience? Get off my phone,
bruh. And then you want to and then this is what makes it crazy, because I feel like, so like you said about doing research, right? People go look at stuff, they find the prices of things, and then they go compare where they find. Bro, people go to my different platforms where my business is posted in my website, and they never look at the prices.
That's insane.
They never look at
the first thing I look for. They're not prices.
And anywhere that I can have my services posted with the price, it's posted.
Right.
It's posted, so we don't have to go through this back and forth. But no, you'll come to my website that has a full page of services, explain what everything is and all of that. You're like, yo, how much for this?
Yo, have you ever, curious, I feel like this is going to be the answer too. Have you ever had somebody hit you up and then they feel away about the prices, right? And you say, that's okay. I do offer a cleaning kit if you want to do it yourself. Boom.
Nah.
Got him.
I don't. I should, but I haven't, just because it's like,
it's exhausting, bro. When you have so many people constantly saying the same thing over and over again and not following simple directions that they would follow elsewhere. It's frustrating.
And I know they would, because like majority of people do.
Yeah, we all do. I highly doubt somebody's on Target.com like, I want to speak to customer service.
See if I can get this for a jug. Like, I mean, when you do that type of stuff, when you're actually at the location, right? And it's like open box.
Yeah, you might see a little bit of defects or something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they're like, you know what is our competitor charging? Okay, we'll give it to you for that or a little bit less. You know what I mean?
Cereal box got a dent, $3.
Right.
Like, you got to be there for that though, right?
Right, and it does make a little sense. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, when you're there physically,
yeah,
but just call a place and be like, yeah, I seen your prices, and I think they're debatable.
I don't like the way you did the Jordan 5s. $5 off?
No. And you want to know what's crazy? A lot of times when I give quotes, I give it at a discounted price. Like, and it's not so much
kind of like an introduction. Just let me show you what I can do, and then you'll understand why my prices should be respected.
I had somebody like, the job was easily like $150. Like, bring me 120. I ain't really got the budget right for that right now. I'll get back to you. And I was just like, bro, if you don't have the budget for that, when you come back, I'm gonna charge you full price. So
right,
it's gonna be ugly.
But my thing is that's another confusing thing I have. When I know that I'm going to step out and I'm going to pay for something, I try to estimate on the highest level that I can afford for certain things. And then if I can't do it, I just can't do it. I've never really been the type to negotiate something down as far as price, unless it's been something that has not been defined. Like, for example, we all know majority of car tires is going to be, for all 4 tires, is going to be well over $150.
For one tire, you're paying well over $150.
Just depending on what you drive, right? And what I'm saying is so in my mind, I know I'm not stepping out to go get some tires. I'm gonna try to make this 60 work. You know what I'm saying?
They put air in them,
right?
And that's free. But outside of that,
matter of fact, because you want air, give me the whole 60.
We might patch it for you,
right,
for 45.
So I feel like
just to get you the fuck out of here.
But I feel like with businesses like ours, everybody knows that depending on what the work is, this is kind of like the base price, and then it goes up depending on who you deal with and what other services they provide. So when it's an area where you really can't argue, because again, there's no comps, you're wasting your own time at that point trying to convince a person who's an expert at what they do in a service that you need, trying to get them to play ball with you because you need their service. They don't need you. There's 8 billion of you in the world. They don't need you. And what people don't understand is you have to look at it for what it is. This isn't somebody that you just ran into and they're trying to sell you something. You came to me.
You came to me because you see what I do, you see what I'm capable of, and then you want to lowball me because you don't feel it's worth that, or you're looking for the jug. Like, I don't, and that's another thing I don't understand. Okay, you seen what I can do. You came to me because of what I can do, and now you want to lowball me for what it is that I do. Like, where's the logic in that?
There's just no logic at all.
Bro, you brought them shoes back to life. Can you do it for 30?
You know who I think should be lowballed? And I rarely go the negative alleyways with this type of stuff. I think the people that should be lowballed are the people that have reputations of not providing great service.
I'm not even going to them.
Oh, no, I'm talking about industries.
Oh.
There's a reason why me and you got long hair right now.
Oh.
I think people in industries that have a reputation of not taking their work serious, whether it's barbershops, whether it's hair salons, I don't care what it is that you do. I think depending on that individual or that shop, with the way that industry has been ran over the past 20 years and probably longer than that, that's where you negotiate the price. Because think about the industry now. A lot of these industries, there's things like subscriptions. There's things like booking. You can only book. If you cancel at a certain time, then you're charged a fee. And that's where the negotiation.
24 hours.
Yeah. That's where the negotiation should come in at.
It's funny that you said that because, like, all right, so this is my second go around with dreads, but I've been using the same person that handled my dreads the first time. First time I had dreads, I had them for about 7.5 years. I'm about 3 years into this journey, and I've been using the same person. That means that they've been in business for at least 10 years. Here's the crazy thing about it. They are extremely knowledgeable, advanced in dreads, and that's not the only thing they do. And I feel like the price that they charge is, they could charge more and I would still come back and pay.
Ain't that crazy?
I have had people who do dreads, do my hair, and charge an arm and a leg, and I have to come shampoo. Like, I go to this place, I get shampooed and conditioned, you feel me? I get my hair hit, I sit on a dryer. When I come out of the dryer, it's like, how do you want your hair? Either you can wear it down, or I can braid it back, twist it up, or do a style for you, right? And all of that for a price that I feel is extremely acceptable versus somewhere where it's like, oh, before you come, make sure you wash your dreads. And if you want this, then I got to charge you for that. And if you want this, I got to charge you for that. And it's like, you want more, I got to charge. And it's all these add-ons. And then you don't even do a great job. Or like the barber who is inconsistent with their scheduling and their timing and actually with their technique. Like, one time I go in, the line's like this. I'm like, I got to come back. Now the line's like this. Like, I don't know about that. I'm getting one more chance. Now the line's like this. Like, bro, why? It's the same hairline.
Right.
It's the same head. Like, are you cockeyed? Do you need glasses? Or are you just lazy with your craft?
Yeah. And I think that's the hard part.
What we're doing? Jalen Rose that said a barber should charge $150. Maybe your barber. Not any barbers I know.
Ain't he getting that black stuff sprayed in his head?
I don't know if he Beijing in there or not. That's not.
All I know is that if you can go get that bottle and just spray your head, that's what doesn't make sense to me, bro. Like, there's a call for negotiating and then there's a call for not, and it's and I feel like to the consumers out there, because the customer's not always right. That was a lie I was told when I worked in retail for the short bit of time I did, is that you negotiate usually when there's a discrepancy. You don't negotiate initially.
Not at all. I will say this, though. If you're going to negotiate with your barber, wait till after he cuts your hair. If he's charging 50 and you only got 35, you let him cut you first and after him, like, oh, I only got this 35, my guy. Like, now where we at? He ain't going to say no. I promise you. He ain't going to say no.
You have a lot of people running out with capes on. With the 25 or 35 in the chair. Yeah. Thanks, Jelani. It worked.
That one time, you need a whole new barber now, and they're so sketchy. My bad.
But I think there is. I think that's the only time I could respect negotiating prices. But when when you're the only one in the city that can properly build a functioning transformer, you don't tell them what you think it's worth because you don't, and that's usually what it is. I just don't want to pay that. It's not that you can't. Just like the comment you said about, oh well, man, that's a new pair of shoes. Have you looked at the price of shoes lately? Because
Man.
it's certainly not
I mean, if you
a pair of shoes, yeah, but what pair? Not those.
not those,
And
Not
that's the
those
thing.
at all.
Like with car, like there's a lot of TV shows where they do car restoration. Do you think those people are walking in there saying that this is what I want to pay for that? No, they understand the work that goes into it. They understand the rarity of the vehicle. That's why they want it restored.
It's so crazy because at the end of the day, it's not just a service that you're paying for. You're also paying for the knowledge and the experience that the person possesses that is working on whatever it is you're asking them to. Because if you could do it, or if more people had that knowledge and experience,
Right.
then you could go anywhere and get it done, right? But
Agreed.
the fact that you have to go to specific places for specific services mean that there has been time, effort, and energy and a certain amount of knowledge obtained to even be in a position to offer this service.
Absolutely.
And so you're paying for the whole package, the wholeness of it all. You're not just a service like, oh yeah, bring me your shoes and I'm gonna get in there with a toothbrush and a cup of water and dish soap and make it work, because you can do that. Bro, I have tools to clean kicks and to deal with shoes that people have never even seen or heard of before.
Oh, I bet, because this isn't a lane that too many people understand. They just see the results, and that's what they should be respecting the prices based off of.
100%.
And that's how I feel like even with my brand, I'm not complaining because I really do make my pieces for a certain type of people. And those people are people that understand what the message is behind it. But for the people that may just look at some of my pieces and be like, oh, I'm not paying that, or no, I could get this for this price. You don't know what the blend of the materials are. You don't know where to find these materials. And the crazy thing is, and I do wish that some of these folks that tell me these things would just share it, post it, share your experience. But a lot of people are like, oh my God, this is really, really comfortable. Or yeah, I wear this every single day to go do X, Y, and Z. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why they put those pieces on over other things that they have in their closet. And that's because I did my due diligence to say, you know what, this blended material is going to be great. I'm definitely going to make sure that this is comfortable, this is limited, and this person enjoys it because I enjoy it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that because like I need more colors. Like I enjoy the quality of your shirts and the simplicity and the color schemes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's not overwhelming. It allows you to be able to mix and match with a lot of different things. And they last because it's embroidered pieces and because of the blends. I just came and got a shirt from you not too long ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, you did. Thank you, brother.
I think if people really took the time to understand and look into things to see why the prices are what they are, it would hit different. I think people feel like you're trying to take advantage of them instead of understanding that you're providing quality. And that's like with what you do, with what I do. Like you guys have no idea how much sweat is dropped over a pair of kicks, bro. We've been on the phone and you've heard me like sound like this nigga's working on the house because I got different tools and on different techniques, and you know what I'm saying. Like I'm steam cleaning shit. Like
I've seen befores of certain kicks, and I'm like, and you didn't sock nobody today. They showed up like, let me tell you something to some of you people, bro. All right. Some of the kicks, you a grown ass man. Okay. Your shoes should not be looking like that. All right. Your shoes should not be looking like that. Children's shoes don't be looking like that. And yeah, I would take my hat off, but I got headphones on. I take my hat off to you, bro, because it's like, yo, the before and after is literally the results of what I guarantee every person wants when they approach you about their kicks. So pay the price.
You get what you pay for, man.
Do you want so the next time some of you guys are like, yo, I could go get another pair. Okay, we'll look at it like this. If you pay the price, then that pair will look like a brand new pair. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be hard for you to find a brand new pair of something that you've had that is no longer new anymore. That's restore, deep clean. That's what those things mean. So just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
You're a grown ass man.
Nah, bro. I've been wanting to get that off my chest for a minute, bro, because I'm like, yo, this, how old? That's crazy.
Yeah, it'd be some crazy.
Because I don't be seeing hella kids' shoes. I've seen some. These just grown-ups. Y'all got W-2s, man. Act like it, okay?
Confession, some of them kids that look like kids' shoes is actually women's shoes with small feet.
They
just don't take care of that shit either, which is kind of surprising. You think they'd be more on top of it.
I would think that they would spend less time on the playground, but obviously you guys have free time for the monkey bars and jungle gyms and everything like that.
Guess they're playing with them.
Kids' shoes don't look like that. You need play shoes too, apparently. You need play shoes too, man. Damn. Anyways, man, we gonna get on up out of here, dog.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. Well, we could keep going, but we can't give them all the...
Start sounding like we on the soapbox.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in to the Notion Podcast, another episode of Boss Talk. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, share, give us your views. Let us know what you think. Follow, do it all on all platforms. You know where we at. We not hard to find. This your boy, Dizzy D Spill, here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans.
And you've been tuning in to the Notion Podcast. And make sure you check out Kicks and Sneakers and Laura Cole. We out of here. Peace.